Is Cooper Kupp the next star wide receiver to get traded? That's what we're talking about here on Verts. My name is Harrison Graham. We saw DeAndre Hopkins get traded earlier today. Davante Adams, Amari Cooper have already been on the move. Feels like Cooper Kupp could be next. Dianna Russini of The Athletic reporting that the Rams are shopping Kupp and that they are looking for a second-round pick in return, even if they have to take on some of the money remaining on his contract for this year. So coming up, we're going to take a look at 5 teams that I believe could and should trade for Cooper Kupp. So stay tuned for that. But first, subscribe to Verts. We're trying to pump out as much content as possible. This is our second video of the day. The more subscribers we get, the more videos we're able to do. So hit that sub button, turn on notifications. If we get 30 new subscribers on today's show, not only will we do an early episode on Thursday, but we'll also do a Thursday night football recap. So hit that sub button, and hey, trade deadline's less than 2 weeks away, so lots of videos to come here on the channel. All right, let's start with the first team. They're the betting favorite. I think they make sense logically based on what they've tried to do in recent weeks and months. That is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers swung and missed on Brandon Aiyuk, swung and missed on Davante Adams. Why would they not be in on Cooper Kupp? He's a guy that can operate in the slot primarily, win one-on-one battles with corners and occasionally linebackers and safeties. He's a guy that consistently separates. They've got George Pickens as their big play outside threat. They need someone who can operate in the short and intermediate game. Cooper Kupp is someone who can do just that. You get Cooper Kupp, and then Calvin Austin kind of turns into your number 3 speed guy. All of a sudden, you feel pretty good about this offense. I mean, Pittsburgh can run the ball. Russell Wilson has limitations compared to what he used to, but he can still throw the ball downfield. We'll see if Justin Fields gets back in there at all or not. But clearly, they've been interested in adding a receiver to that locker room, and Cooper Kupp's the best one left on the market. So whether it's a 2 or maybe you trade a conditional third that could turn into a 2 depending on certain incentives, I would have to think that Omar Khan, the Steelers GM, would be pretty intrigued here. All right, next up is the Baltimore Ravens, and the Ravens are rolling right now. Lamar looks like the MVP. Derrick Henry looks like the runner-up. They're making big plays offensively, but they have seen 2 of their biggest rivals, teams to get over the hump in the AFC, Buffalo add Amari Cooper, and now Kansas City add DeAndre Hopkins. Will Baltimore feel the pressure and urgency to add a weapon of their own? Because if you get Cooper Kupp on this offense, it just makes you even more dynamic. Rashad Bateman, the last few weeks, has looked like someone who can challenge defenses downfield. You've got your 2 tight ends and Mark Andrews, who's really turned it up, and Isaiah Likely. Zay Flowers, who's a little nicked up, is kind of their speed guy. Kupp could be that intermediate possession receiver that could just add even more credibility to this offense, give Lamar Jackson another weapon. I do wonder if Baltimore would maybe look to add a piece on defense, as their defense hasn't been as good this year, but I'd still be pretty intrigued with Cooper Kupp if I was the Ravens, so keep an eye on them as a possibility. How about a wild card? How about the Philadelphia Eagles, who historically are kind of a wild card in these type of moves? Is receiver a top need? No. But could I see Howie Roseman poking around and trying to create the best trio at receiver in the NFL in A.J. Brown, Cooper Kupp, and Devontae Smith? I could absolutely see that. And let's face it, Jalen Hurts needs weaponry to be effective. When guys go down, he's not the same. So it just gives you more insurance if an injury were to occur. And it just feels like a move Philadelphia would make. They take swings like this all the time. So I never count them out in these situations. When it comes to the trade market, we saw them trade for Kevin Byard last year. That one didn't work out, but we saw them move an arm and a leg for A.J. Brown, and that one has worked out tremendously. So Cooper Kupp is a guy that would help them get over the top. And let's face it, the NFC East is kind of up for grabs right now. Washington's 5-2, but Jaden Daniels is banged up. Dallas is having an up and down year. This could be the type of move that gets you over the top in the NFC East if you are Howie and the Eagles. And look, Sirianni could be an all or nothing year for him. A lot of these guys are not on the hot seat beyond Sirianni, but under a lot of pressure to perform. Jalen Hurts needs to have a good year, so getting him another weapon can only help him do just that. Before we continue, got to tell you about today's sponsor. That is Turtle Beach. The #1 brand in gaming headsets and accessories is Turtle Beach. And I got to tell you, I'm a lifelong video game player, and the audio these headsets pick up is so clear, so crisp that you're basically cheating when you game. Get 10% off right now with code chat at turtlebeach.com/chat. And I recommend personally that you get their all new Gen 3 Stealth 600 headset, as it is the best gaming headset out there. You're going to hear every footstep, every reload, and every enemy sneaking up on you as if they were in your living room. Turtle Beach gives you a leg up against the competition in the gaming world, and more than that, just gives you the best overall experience. I've been stacking dubs on Madden, College Football 25. Doesn't have to be first-person shooting games. It can be sports games as well. And I got to tell you, the crowd noise, the commentary, it's like you're actually in the stadium. It is absolutely fantastic. And the best part about Turtle Beach, their headsets are extraordinarily comfortable. So once again, get 10% off with code chat at turtlebeach.com/chat. That link and promo code are in the comments and in the description of this video. Check out Turtle Beach today and start winning when you game. How about keeping them in Los Angeles, but just going to the other team, the Chargers? Anybody watch that Monday night game? I know it was on ESPN Plus against the Cardinals. Justin Herbert threw for 350 yards, and you're watching the game. You're like, he's got no weapons. He's throwing to like Will Dissly and Jalen Reagor. I mean, I get Quentin Johnston was banged up, but it's not like he's exactly a proven number one at this point. Cooper Kupp would instantly become their best player on offense outside of the quarterback. So I like the idea of that. I know Harbaugh and his beliefs isn't a let's invest big time assets in a receiver, but you got rid of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams to get under the cap. And you look around, you're like, we have no receivers. Ladd McConkey's a nice rookie, but in a good offense, he's a number 3. Kupp can go in there and be a number 1, even if he's not their peak 1 like he was a few years ago. He would instantly elevate the floor of that wide receiver room and that offense. You give a player like Justin Herbert just a good weapon like this, I think that makes him that much better as well. And he's under contract for a couple more years, so you could build with him. Like, it doesn't have to be like an all-in move this season. You could rework his deal as well. I think that could be a good fit, because if I'm looking at the Chargers moving forward, they clearly need playmakers on offense. That is something they are lacking big time. And then the Denver Broncos. Denver's in an interesting spot because right now they're 4-3. This isn't an all or nothing year by any means, but Sean Payton's a guy who doesn't want to mess around. He doesn't want to waste seasons. Their defense, I would say, is Super Bowl caliber. Through 6-7 weeks, they've had a top 5 defense in the NFL. Vance Joseph is doing a great job. Bo Nix is, it's been a roller coaster. It's been up and down, but you give him a wide receiver friendly target. All of a sudden, Cortland Sutton becomes your number 2. You've got Marvin Mims as a speed guy. You can run the ball a little bit. Bo can run around. You feel better about things, not only for this year, but moving forward. And I think getting a young quarterback like Bo Nix, a veteran receiver that's been there and done that, I would kind of equate this to the Bears getting Keenan Allen. Obviously Chicago has DJ Moore and they drafted Rome Odunze as well, but just get Bo Nix, a player who has been around a guy like Matthew Stafford, who can consistently get open and just help him with his developmental process, because Cortland Sutton's a nice piece, but he's kind of just a jump ball one-on-one guy. Cooper Kupp is a guy who can run the full route tree. He can separate. He has been a Super Bowl MVP, so he brings that level of winning and experience. I think that he would help Bo Nix tremendously, and Sean Payton would love to have him. So I think they're kind of like Philly. They're a wild card. I wouldn't expect them to do this, but I would be pretty intrigued if I was Denver and bringing a guy in like this. So we'll see where Cooper Kupp ends up, as obviously the trade deadline is about 12 days away. Should be very interesting to see how this all plays out. Don't forget to check out Turtle Beach. Shout out to Turtle Beach for sponsoring today's show. 10% off with code chat, like we mentioned. And also subscribe to the channel. Let's get 30 or more subs. We'll double dip tomorrow again as well. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to 4 Verts. My name is Harrison Graham. We will see you guys next time.